What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. This is presented to you by odds.com. We are taking a look at the UFC this weekend. We are still in Jacksonville, Florida, and I had a couple co-hosts that were scheduled to come on to me, but there have been some technical difficulties, some bumps in the road. So you're getting your boy Clint solo. I am Clint McLean, host of the Die Hard MMA podcast, and once again, this show is brought to you by odds.com. What we wanted to do is get in here and talk about everything that we've seen over the last day or two. UFC Fight Night 172 is kicking off tomorrow afternoon, and we have all broken down this card top to bottom. If you head on over to odds.com's YouTube channel, me and my boys Mo Scream, Fat Fist MMA, and Jimmy the Bag have gone over every single fight on the card. We've given you our opinion and let you know how we feel it's going to go. We've given you some betting picks. Hopefully we can put some cash in your pockets. But this is a crazy world right now, and things change extremely quickly. So if you didn't watch the weigh-ins this morning, I have some information for you as far as what we saw and what's going on. And there have been a couple of crazy dropouts. There's going to be a couple of new fights on the card. Lots of fun stuff. So I'm going to welcome in the chat at this point. Everybody go ahead, get in there, say what's up. Let me know how you're doing. My boy Maxwell Smart is hanging out with me. How you doing, buddy? So kicking off the card here, we start with heavyweights. We've got Rogerio Nascimento Ferreira, and he is taking on Don'Tale Mayes. Now, if you don't know Don'Tale Mayes, he's from the Contender Series. He took a couple of whacks at it, but they got him into the UFC, and they threw him to Cyril Gane. This guy got thrown to the wolves immediately, but he's a big boy. He goes by Kong for a reason. Very durable, hits extremely hard, big body, long arms, but he really hasn't fought anybody. And then he fought a super hot prospect in his first fight in the UFC. No surprise that he lost that. So now he's getting Rodrigo Nascimento, and I'll be straight with you. We just don't know a lot about this guy. So at weigh-ins this morning, I was super excited to see how they sized up to each other. Based on the video that I saw from Nascimento previously, it looked like he's lost some weight. Now, to me, that's a good sign. You might think a heavyweight losing weight, you want him to be heavy. You want him to come in at 265. But I think he's going to be a little lighter on his feet. I think he took his cardio seriously for his UFC debut. Don'Tale Mayes on the flip side of this thing, he looked about the same. The dude's an absolute monster. He tips the scales at the top of the division, 265. Big boy. He's going to have the size advantage, and I think he's going to have the strength advantage in this fight. I know a couple of people that are they're rolling the dice on Nascimento. Dude's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt, and they're expecting that if he gets Don'Tale Mayes down, Mayes isn't getting back up. This is a complete pass fight for me personally. I kind of lean towards maybe the over 1.5. Don'Tale Mayes is working out with John Jones at Jackson's MMA. I know that gym has kind of fallen off a cliff recently, but they still have good coaches. They still have good Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu technique. If he can tone it down a little bit and stay safe, I think he's got a shot to make it into the later part of the fight, and then maybe he steals a decision. I'm not entirely sure. We don't know what kind of chin Rodrigo has on him. So if Don'Tale hits him with one of those big bombs, he's been known to go for some crazy low-level stuff, flying knees, stuff like that. If he clips him, you never know. These are heavyweights, folks. Heavyweights can get knocked out at any point in time. MMA Punch War, that is right. What is up? Jordan Kane, thank you very much for jumping in. Hey, Nascimento plus 100. See what I'm saying? People are rolling with the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I don't blame you for taking the shot. Neither of these guys are proven, and an angle that I do like to take in heavyweight MMA is if you don't have a side that you're in love with and they're giving you dog money on one side of it, you hit that dog. You're never going to go wrong with that. So our next fight, we've got Courtney Casey taking on Mara Romero Barilla. And this one is one that's very, very interesting. Courtney Casey is coming up a weight class. Mara Romero is struggling right now. This is a flyweight fight. Both of them are pretty dang close to 500. Courtney Casey is 8-7-0. Mara is 12-7-0. Courtney Casey is a decent-sized favorite here, and at the weigh-ins, she required the hoop. So those of you, again, that don't watch the weigh-ins necessarily, when you are struggling to make that cut, you're having a hard time getting down to your appointed weight class limit, they pull this hoop out, you strip down, you take the skivvies off and everything, and they weigh you in to see if you can make that limit or not. She needed the hoop. She got it done. She made weight. So here we have a larger a larger woman who is coming up a weight class and struggling to make the weight with the 10 extra pounds. Neither of these women are surprisingly impressive. And personally speaking, this is a dog or pass spot for me. I would not want to put money on a woman who is making her debut in a new weight class and struggling with that weight class. Danny Lags the Capper, yo boy, what's up, my guy? How you doing today? Welcome into the chat. Thanks for hanging out with me. So I know some people that are high on Courtney Casey. She might be the physically stronger of the two. Maybe she's just going to be able to handle Mara on the feet. But again, if you're struggling to make weight with COVID-19, all the craziness going on right now, that leaves questions. You never want to bet on somebody who runs out of gas. That's a policy of mine. I absolutely hate risking my money on somebody who has a potential to gas out halfway through the fight and just be a sitting duck. So again, for me, dog or pass, but I'm probably going to go ahead and pass here because Mara has been completely inconsistent so far in her career. The next fight, flyweight Darren the Damage Elkins, 24-8-0, taking on Nate Landwehr, 13-3. This is Nate's second fight under the UFC banner. He's still just trying to get rolling here in the octagon, whereas Darren Elkins has fought a who's who of talent, and he actually really lives up to his name. They call him the Damage for a reason. He takes absolutely punishing amounts of pain and damage every single time he fights. And at the weigh-ins, Landwehr looked a whole lot bigger to me. This is a guy who comes from a smaller show, and he's looked like a complete monster. He's a 2-division champion, and coming over to the UFC, he got knocked out in his debut against Herbert Burns. That's Gilbert Burns' little brother, and he got taken out in a hurry. So the question that everyone had on their minds is this guy a USADA victim? Did he pop for some performance-enhancing drugs and had to try to tone that back a little bit now that you're playing under the UFC banner, and maybe that led to his bad performance? Well, let me tell you, he looked thick at the weigh-ins. He faced off with Darren Elkins, and his arms are about twice the size. So right now, Darren Elkins is a slight favorite over Nate Landwehr. And again, this is maybe a dog or pass situation, and I'm kind of surprised at the total on this one. They have the over-under set with the juice on the over, and I would be tempted to say that this fight doesn't go the distance. Again, I don't have an official bet or play on this one. These are just some of my thoughts as far as if you are looking for action on every single fight. Nate Landwehr, do we jump off the train? Nate the Train, he's only got one UFC fight, one knockout. We know how good Gilbert Burns is, so maybe Herbert got a little bit of that rub. Maybe he got a little overexcited. And let's be real here. That knee that Herbert landed, he's never thrown anything like that in his career, and Nate ran headlong into it. Gerardo Hernandez, what's going on? Welcome to the chat. Jordan Kane, loved Elkins, missed the price, can't take -138. I completely agree. That's what I'm talking about, man. The damage, that chin, you run out of miles on that thing. So laying -140 on him, I don't know that that's something that I can endorse at this point. Jordan Kane, what is up? Elkins open +100. I agree. And the people that got Elkins at +100, that's where you want to be sitting right now. If you got dog money on the better fighter who's got the higher level of competition and the UFC experience, that's where you want to be. Welcome, everybody. I know we've got some more people jumping on the show. Thank you very much for joining me. Let's make some money. That's what I'm talking about. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. This show is brought to you by odds.com. Thank you very much. Johnny, thank you for sharing your action there. Hill +170. I like that bet, my man. I'm a fan of that one. So moving right along, Jacuzzi. This is one of those last-minute replacement situations we're going to talk about. He was set to fight Mike Davis, and that was a fight that I was really excited about. Unfortunately, Mike Davis is a big, thick dude. He comes from a wrestling background, so those are the types of guys that cut a whole lot of weight leading into these fights. And with the COVID-19 situation, again, you're going to hear me say that a lot. I know it's not news at this point. I'm sorry, but it's the reason a lot of this stuff is happening. And that boy just, woof, he cuts so much weight that he wasn't able to get it done. Basically, the officials stepped in, the doctors stepped in, let him know, hey, you are not safely making that weight cut. So they went ahead and pulled him from the fight. Luckily, Giga's gonna get a replacement. We've got 9-4 Erwin Rivera, who is taking his place. Now, I don't know a whole lot about Erwin Rivera. This is a this morning situation, so I haven't had a whole chance to do my research. But this guy's fight name is The Beast. 9-4, 5 KOs, 1 submission. From what I understand, he's a banger. And Jacuzzi is a striker. So this is going to be a perfect opponent. Really, Giga's been struggling with the well-rounded aspect of MMA. If you can take him down, if you can get him on the floor, that's when he has problems. And this guy seems like the UFC found a perfect opponent that's going to step in and bang. At this point, I want to welcome in my boy, Boston Nick. We got it figured out. What's up, buddy?
What's up, guys?
You're on the show. How you doing?
Hooking and jabbing, sticking and moving, as usual.
That's what I'm talking about. Lags is free, rolling with the big ticket here. What's up, Walla Walla? Thank you very much for joining the show. Scotty Too Hottie 30, parlayed by Aza with song. I like it. Let's go. Elkins by submission. That might be a sneaky play, my man. That's something I was kind of thinking about myself, because Nate the Train, he gets up. That's what he does. And Elkins gets people down. So this is going to be an interesting scrambly fight. And if Elkins can get on a neck, that might do it. Nick, buddy, we are talking about the weigh-ins and our after weigh-in thoughts.
I thought Elkins looked I thought he was going to be a lot taller than Nate.
Right?
Yeah, I was surprised that they were actually the same height. Maybe Elkins a half-inch bigger. Sorry, my niece just got here. But, yeah, that was weird. That being said, I'm definitely jumping on Nate after seeing the weigh-ins. I think it might be a play of mine. What are the odds?
So it looks like over at Bet365 right now, Nate Landwehr is plus 110. He is a slight dog. We got minus 139 on Darren the Damage Elkins.
You probably know what my answer there is on that one.
You're going to roll the dice on the dog?
Yeah, definitely for sure.
Yeah, I like it, man. The other thing I was looking at this fight, honestly, is the under 2.5. It's sitting at plus 165. I haven't pulled the trigger on that one yet, but I've got some time before the fight's going off tomorrow. Darren has just taken so much damage. And like I said, you simply can't hold down Nate the Train. He scrambles so well. He gets back up. And we saw what happened in his first UFC fight. He ran headlong into a knee, man. Like, you're telling me that can't happen with a guy that, head kick KO'd what was that? The giant comeback win. I'm sorry, I'm blanking out on my boy Darren Elkins.
No,
Mersad. He KO'd Mersad Bektik in the 3rd round with a head kick when Mersad finally gassed out. You're telling me he can't take out Nate when he sticks his chin out there?
He definitely can. Let me grab my dogs real quick. Go ahead.
All right. And MMA Punch, smoking cigarettes inside is a no-no. That's right, my man. Nick needs to get some healthier habits. Derek's asking, any KOs on this card? I do think that we're going to see some KOs. So it was actually really interesting. At UFC 249, everyone was talking about the crowd, right? What's it going to affect people? The crowd isn't going to be involved. There's no noise. And we saw a lot of decisions, and everybody thought, you know what, that's probably just going to be the norm now, right? There's no crowd to push these guys. There's no booing to go the action. So everyone's going to take a kind of more laxed approach. Well, then we had Wednesday's fights, and people were going to sleep. I think it's just a matter of who's fighting. I do think there's going to be a couple of KOs on this card. Definitely looking at that first fight of the night, the heavyweight tilt between Nascimento and Mays. I think someone's getting knocked out or getting submitted in that fight. My gut tells me that one gets finished. I think, personally, I think that Elkins and Landwehr gets finished actually as well. I think both those guys have taken a ton of damage, and one or the other is going to sleep. And the one we're talking about now is Jacuzzi and Erwin Rivera. I think someone goes to sleep in this one, man. Irwin's taking a 24-hour short notice fight, trying to cut weight to make sure he gets the fight done. And Giga's a phenomenal striker. 2 world titles, 38 wins in kickboxing before he transitioned over to MMA. These boys are going to bang. So I'm pretty sure one of them is going out as well. And don't worry, we'll touch on the other ones as we make our way through the card. One sec, Nick. Zane, buddy, most confident bets. We're a little early in the show for that one, my friend. Don't worry. Stick with us. We will get to it. Let's see here. Casey will smash. And yeah, I am not at all interested in Mara, my guy. So I kind of lean with you there. All right, Nick. What's your do you know anything about Irwin, buddy?
A little bit. Isn't he moving up in weight in this for this fight?
Yeah. We're seeing a lot of people move up in weight just because people can't maintain or get the workouts they need to right now.
I wonder, is he somewhere near Florida, or was he like a coach or something like that, or a teammate that was on the card maybe or something like that?
I know nothing, man. It looks like his affiliation is with the Combat Club.
I saw some
And
Brazilians too. I think. Yeah, Black Zillions as well. I thought, or maybe that was somebody else, but I'm just so. That was my favorite fight of the night was Jiggy and Mike Davis because I thought an interview with Mike Davis in person and whatnot. What was it? Just a bad weight cut?
Yeah, it was a bad weight cut. Hey, looks like our boy Mo Scream made it in. I'm gonna kick him on in here. Mo, Mo,
woo!
Welcome to the show, buddy. We got the gang here.
What is up, fellas?
We just started. We only kicked off like 3. What were we? 3? Not even.
So I have made it all the way to Giga, having a short notice replacement with Erwin Rivera, and I was about to talk about Fluffy and Kevin Holland. We're just kind of going over how we feel after watching the weigh-ins and seeing how these boys look after they got on the scales, the face-offs, and see if anybody's had a minute to think about their picks and change everything. So do you have anything on the first couple fights on the card? We can rewind a little bit here.
What are the first couple? Let me recap.
I'm taking Barilla real quick. Let me take Barilla out of that. I'm doing Courtney Casey. She looks like the bigger girl in that.
Yeah, that is one that I believe that I am going to change. She came in on weight. She's normally 115. She put on that water. She put on that mass to where she barely made 126 with the volume. She puts out a lot of volume. I'm changing the pick to Courtney Casey to decision instead of Barilla by decision.
Did you watch the weigh-ins, Mo?
What's that?
Did you actually watch the weigh-ins this morning or the face-offs?
I did.
What do you think about her using the ring? She had to get on down to her skivvies there to make weight.
Yeah, she had to use that ring. I don't know. Did y'all see the week before? It was Jeremy Stevens. You remember when he missed weight?
Is that the one where they didn't know how to use it?
Yeah, the morons didn't know how to use the hoop. Yeah, they just put the hoop in front of him.
They just put it up in front of him
with the sheet over it.
Oh.
Yeah, and he was just so out of it, like he just didn't care. He was just like, okay, and he just kind of just was standing behind it. But
he was
so
5 pounds off. That's weird.
Yeah, that and then to go to the first fight of the card, I don't know if you boys are changing, but the tape that I watched, I just feel more confident going Nascimento. I'm going with that grappling, with that jiu-jitsu. I just don't like Dontel Mays that much enough to die on that hill. I think I'm going to go with it's not a confident pick. I'm not just like go out, run it, and bet it. But the tape that I've watched on the two, I'm betting on Rodrigo's grappling and jiu-jitsu over Mays's switch stand.
That was originally what was going to do Mo, and then I switched to Mo after Dontel Mays after that, and then I'm like, I looked at the weigh-ins, and I'm like, all right, Nascimento doesn't look as chubby, and what's you know what I mean? It's weird. That one right there, it's like you go with the striker or the grappler.
That's what that matchup is about. Do you want the grappler or do you want the striker?
And is there a prop play to play in there? We'll talk about that later, though.
Yeah.
So, all right. Glad to hear you guys updated your pick. I want to reference my buddy Sean Malone here in the chat. Does the smaller octagon make a difference in any fight?
Yeah.
So for me, it makes a ton of difference, especially when you're talking about wrestlers. Because if they can back you up against that thing easier, you've got less distance to get your ass on that cage. They will have a much easier time crowding you and taking you down, which again is another reason why I liked Mike Davis. And the boy being off the card pisses me off.
Agreed. Have you got to the replacement yet? I haven't got to watch any tape on him. Have you?
We were just talking about that. We know nothing.
Know nothing about him. He's moving up in weight. I'm sure Giga gets it done. You know what I mean? What are the odds? Have they dropped him?
You know what? Let me check on that. I don't know if they've actually updated them yet.
They might have.
We'll see as we're going live here. I'm fairly decent at multitasking. You know what I'm saying, boys? So I'll see if I can get a little quick look of Mr. Irwin and see what I can see.
Sounds great, Mo. Thank you for that. Maxwell, we will address that one as we go down the card. If you guys think of any coaching situations where it's going to matter, pipe up so our boy Maxwell knows. And let's move on. We've got a middleweight fight. Anthony Fluffy Hernandez, 7-1-0, taking on Kevin Holland. Now, this one, I've got a little nugget of information for you guys you may not know. Kevin Holland announced on his Instagram that he is dropping weight. He's going from 185 down to 170 for his next fight. He actually weighed in 3 pounds under the limit for this fight. He looks good. He looks cut, but dang, does he look skinny. I was on the fence. I really wanted to bet Kevin Holland. I think he's the better guy here. But if Anthony's a true 185er and he's coming in thick and cut, having a hard time making 185, whereas Kevin Holland is making his way down, he's going to be thin. He's not going to be as heavy. I don't think I can
Holland weighed 182, correct?
Yeah, just about. Yeah, 182
and a half.
Yeah, it's because he's going down to 170. So I don't think I can make a play here. I wanted to bet Kevin Holland, and now I got to pass because I can't take the guy that's going to come in knowingly lighter.
Do you think that's weird that even Fluffy looked a little bit smaller than Holland, even though he weighed, a little bit heavier than him? But Holland did have on, I noticed this, and I was like, why is he so big? So I rewatched it. Holland was wearing sneakers, and Fluffy was wearing, sandals. So I thought he had, put an inch or two on him height-wise. But if he was wearing sneakers, they would have probably been about the same size. So if Homeboy's looking to go down to 170, it means he doesn't think he has much success at 185, right? So, yeah.
Yeah, as far as me on Holland, I'm the same, whether he's at the weight he at 185 or whatever he's at, just because of pure fact of his fighting style, man. He likes to play around too much. He accepts the guard a little too much. I like his volume. I like his range. If he could keep his hands up and get – I think he tries to be the Diaz's, but he's not a Diaz. You know what I'm saying? So all that jibber jabber, and then you lose and you don't look the best. Maybe if you don't use all that jibber jabber, save it for your oxygen, save it for you trying to get out, shrimp out to your side and get up instead of flipping them off and elbowing and putting your arms up while you're in guard, So that's kind of my thing on that is I'm going to kind of fade Holland unless it's a crazy good matchup for him where you're like, oh, he's going to smash this scrub. For the most part, I'll probably fade Holland until he makes me get on him. You know what I'm saying?
I think he's going to come around, man. Holland is a guy I've got marked looking forward. I think I'm going to start betting on him. I was thinking about this being the week to get on him. But after hearing that he's dropping a weight class, I'm going to go ahead and take a pass on it. So we've got Derek in the chat wanting to know who our favorite fighter of the night is. Now, Derek, get in the chat and answer me here, buddy. Do you mean for a bet? Do you want to know what our favorite pick is? Or do you just mean our favorite fighter, whoever we're a biggest fan of? Because we will be sure to address that here for you. MMA Punched is asking how concerned we are with Matt Brown's chin. Buddy, I've got Beza in a parlay, and that's just simply fading Matt Brown. He's old. The boy's weak to the body. He always has been. You know what? That's our nenext fight. Let's move on to that one so we can actually break it down. Matt Brown, 22-16 and 0, welcoming Miguel Beza, 8-0. He's got that shiny undefeated next to his name. Matt Brown, legend of the sport. He's taken a whole lot of damage, been in wars his entire UFC career, retired, took some time off, came back. Now Beza's stepping in, coming off of Dana White's Contender Series, and I think they're looking to make a name. I know a lot of money has come in today on Matt Brown. Beza was a minus 200 favorite yesterday. Now he's down to, I think, minus 147.
Really?
Flood of money on Matt Brown today. Somebody either knows something or people just think that Matt Brown is live here. I personally think that he's shot after watching his last two fights, and Beza is the perfect guy to kick him in the body, hurt him again, and then kick him in the head to finish him. I think the UFC set this one up. How do you guys feel?
I think the same way, and this is all right. This is not reminiscent. When I say not reminiscent, it's not the same as the Hunters or Brian Kelleher setup that I thought. Okay,
everybody's comparing it to that one.
It's not. It's not. Matt Brown has been finished. He's fought a couple guys that Diego Sanchez, right? I mean, the guys he's beat is what? His last two wins are Diego Sanchez, and then after that was
the one after that was. Let me get it up here. And all this information is hard to keep in your head.
All right,
Ben Saunders,
Killer B, who I believe they cut. I think they cut him.
At this point, if he's not cut, he better be, because he was on a 4-fight losing streak.
Now you're playing a friggin' stud. That's an up-and-comer. I mean, the line at minus 143, we should be friggin' blessed to be getting a line like that.
I agree. Mo, what you got here, buddy?
Who we talking about? We talking about Beza and Brown?
Beza and Brown. And at the weigh-ins, I mean, honestly, Matt Brown, he looked the same as he always does. I didn't get any information at the weigh-ins or the face-off. He doesn't look any different to me, but he's always getting hurt to the body in every single fight, man. The only one he didn't get hurt was this most recent one against Ben.
I think exactly what you said is exactly how it's going to be. Hey, we're talking about a style of matchups here. If Matt Brown's fighting somebody with like a heavy right hand, okay, I would be a little bit more there to take a shot on Matt Brown. Yeah. Back to what Matt Brown's bad at. He's bad at blocking round kicks to the body and taking head kicks because he gets scared to get hit by the body. He gets hit by the body. He knows he's weak to the body. And watch Beza. He stops people with leg kicks. He stopped Hector Aldana with leg kicks, jumped on top of him, blasted him. Aldana's not the best prospect in the world, but, I mean, Aldana versus Brown right now, that's a toss-up to me. You know what I'm saying? So with that
I think Aldana beats him. I think Aldana would beat Hector Aldana.
Yeah.
Matt Brown.
Yeah, I would probably be leaning more towards that. But I'm just saying with Beza's kicks, he's so lightning fast with that body kick, and I just don't see Matt Brown being able to deal with it for 3 rounds. Now, can Matt Brown blitz in with some straights? Can he, try to take it to another aspect to try to stop those kicks? How you stop kicks is you crash the gap because you need space for kicks. So can he come in? Is he smart enough to do it? He's a vet. Can he do it? But do I think he will do it? No, I think he might try, but he's going to get lit up by a couple kicks to the body. It's a wrap. Throw Beza in. I think he's a pretty safe bet.
And I think I might take him as a parlay piece too, not just straight.
I mean, at this point, do what you want. I mean, he's down to 147. If you can, I would play him straight at that point. I've already got him in a parlay. Unfortunately, I got the bad price, but my bet's already locked in. So what are you going to do? Anton D, my guy, I believe he knows best here. Brown's last 2 wins are arguably against 2 of the most shot fighters at 170, Ben Saunders and Diego Sanchez. You're absolutely right, my man. And before that, he got KO'd back-to-back by Jake Ellenberger and Donald Cerrone. Jake Ellenberger, who's no longer with the organization, and Donald Cerrone, who, as much as we love the guy, we've seen where he's been recently. I don't know that this is one of those old man stand situations necessarily, but we'll see. Glover showed up, so we'll see what happens.
I actually took him. I did a Friday night thing with another crew and Betwise, and I said, listen, I'm changing my pick. I'm a turncoating right now on Friday night. I'm going Glover, and I got him at those plus odds and like plus 190 right before the fight or something like that. Or something.
Yep.
And then he was like plus live, like after the 3rd round, like still plus. And I'm like, what? Or even. I'm like, I took it again. So you were right on Glover.
I was telling everybody who would listen that Glover was live in this spot, and they were disrespecting him.
Oh, yeah, guys. I didn't get to be on that last one y'all recorded, but y'all know the situation. I was on it before. It didn't happen, whatever. I don't know if y'all remember, but I was all over Glover.
We missed you, buddy. We were right, though. We nailed that fight.
Yeah, I was all over Glover. And exactly how it went down, it pretty much went down like I said, like I envisioned it in my mind. I mean, we definitely nailed that one.
It was the weigh-ins that sold me, though. You know what I mean? It was like, oh, he looks jacked. He looks better than Anthony Smith. He looks ready to fight. You know what I mean? That's what I needed to see from him, and that's why I like.
You know, I'm watching this on Erwin Rivera right now. Watching a fight. He's fighting. I don't remember who it is.
Giga Chikadze.
I'm watching tape on him right now. And
Matt Waggy, he went 4 rounds with. So if he went 4 rounds with Matt Waggy, I just remember that. I know Matt Waggy personally. I've seen him fight at Titan FC twice live. Then he's going to get picked apart by Giga. I forgot.
This guy he's fighting now, he ends up winning round 4. Or no. Where's this fight at? I can't find this. His last fight, he won KO, punch to the body, round 4. This one I'm watching right here against Sabatilo at Titan FC 58.
Yes.
He's been taken down 3 times in the first round.
Yeah.
I was there, and I was there for the one he beat, the knockout in the 4th round. I was there for when he did that against Matt Waggy. That's who he did against Matt Waggy. So I actually know this. We getting any odds on him right now, Clint? Or no, not yet.
Yeah, so it looks like only the offshore books have him lined right now, but he's sitting at like minus 345 at 5 dimes. Not a book that odds.com likes to discuss or talk about, but since we don't have lines right now, that's the line that I can see that we can quote here on the show. It looks like it'll get to the U.S. a little bit later. Let's move on to the main card if we can, boys. We've got Song Yadong versus Marlon Chito Vera. Another interesting situation at the weigh-ins this morning. Uriah Faber jumps on the scales, and everyone's brain explodes going, what is happening? Why is Uriah Faber making weight? Turns out his prodigy, Song Yadong, was having some visa issues, and it looks like he was planning on stepping in and taking a catchweight fight against Marlon Vera in his place if they didn't manage to get that sorted out. From what I understand, that fight has been greenlit. It looks like we're still getting Song Yadong and Vera, so I think we're good to go.
That's good.
Tonight, thank you. That's why I'm anchoring with the parlay with what's his name, minus 143 and Yadong Song.
Yep. I had a 3-leg parlay: Mike Davis, Song Yadong, and Beza, and I was like, seriously, is this going to turn into a straight bet on Beza? Like, we're going to lose Song and Davis, and I'm just going to have a straight bet left over on Beza?
Clint, our in the past, for the last almost a year, when we're in agreement when it comes to stuff like that, we're like at like an 85% clip or better, I think.
We need to actually start tracking that stat, but you're right. When we're on the same page, we're pretty damn good. So on this one, watching the weigh-ins, man, Song is thick. Song is absolutely thick, and I would kill for the abs that guy rocks. But Marlon Vera's a big dude. He got in his face at the weigh-ins. Marlon's got a size advantage here. And I know a lot of people are talking about Vera being a live dog and getting a late sub in this fight because Song can tire out. What do you guys think? Did you spot anything at the weigh-ins that made you want to change your pick?
Not to change my pick, but he's a little bit of a taller of a guy. And you know how Song likes to go to that body, dig to the body? I feel like that body shot is going to be right there. Perfect. The way their body, his hips are literally about this much taller on where Song's hips are. So the way he digs to the body, it's going to be liver, ribs, liver. You know what I mean?
It's going to be open for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, the only thing about Vera fights pretty smart. He fights real long, so he'll have a real wide base and he'll have a real long jab, a real long straight, and he's going to try to keep Yadong at distance. Yadong needs to he's going to try to come in, throw a couple to get in the pocket, because as a shorter fighter, you have to fight all the way in or you have to be all the way out. You can't play that middle ground, especially against fighters like Chito, because Chito will be content on lighting you up with that jab until you make a mistake that he can capitalize on. So I definitely think Vera's live, but you got to stick with Yadong. Like I said the other day, I think he's part of this new wave Chinese connection, and they're on a different level. They're coming here to take over, and there's a select few of them that I don't know if they train together or what, but I think they're up-and-coming stars, and I think he's definitely one of them. I think faster hands, Yadong has the faster hands. I think
he's the more technical boxer too.
Yeah, I think he might be a little bit more faster. Vera might, like with snapping his jab out and stuff, but explosivity, like fast twitch muscle, is Yadong all day. And the last little thing, y'all will hear me preach a lot. You have fighters that kind of go to the ground, not to keep nailing that hammer in, Boston Nick, but just like the Rosa, like I kind of felt like you had Bryce and you had Rosa, and Rosa kind of tends to want to throw up subs off his back. So then you have the top pressure guy, Bryce. He's going to be on top, and the guy on the bottom is going to kind of take it. Vera's that way.
I hear you now. Bryce had just better.
We ain't talking about that, but I mean that's the type of fighter that he is. I mean, I watched tape and I saw it, and Vera's kind of the same way. If you get in on Vera, he's more likely to kind of fall back and want to try to throw up on his guard, try to throw up arm bars, triangle, stuff like that. And Yadong is more of a top pressure kind of fighter, so I could see him out of the 2 to the 3 rounds. Vera's tough. I do not see Yadong can finish him, but I think this will probably be a decision. Yadong 29-28.
That's kind of how I'm leaning. I think Yadong manages to grind this thing out and get it done. But Cheeto's going to be dangerous in round 3. That's going to be a sweat.
I think we're going to be sitting on the side like, oh, shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this is close.
Yep. Just like I was when my big daddy Rothwell was taking damage from OSP at the end of the fight. I'm going, no,
no, Papa, no.
Hold on, though, baby.
There you go. I thought we might have been a little bit screwed at the end there, but the judges did the right thing.
Yep.
No, Papa.
I can't fault anybody that takes the dog money on Vera, though. I've cashed in on Vera as a dog in his last 3 fights in a row. Dude's a finisher. I love him. Kind of breaks my heart to go against him here in this spot.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
We got Lags the Capper over there was talking Vera inside the distance is plus 310 or something like that.
Yep.
That's not bad because I can see, I mean, we know Yadong's coming in. We know if he's not going to be the type of fighter that if Vera's on his back that he's going to turn around and say, get up. He's going to engage on the ground. He's going to drop down and try to get some ground and pound. And Vera's slick, man. Vera's super slick. Agreed. He could snatch up a sub or something like that inside the distance and cash it.
I like our guy Taco Buddy's strategy here, betting on the Ya boys, Yadong and Ya boy. Speaking of Ya boy, we're headed to middleweight. Eric Ya boy Anders taking on Christoph Jotko. Now, I've got a soft spot for Jotko. Those of you who don't know, I'm a nerd and a DBZ fan. Jotko's got a tattoo of Vegeta, which is the best DBZ character on his arm. So I immediately went to this guy. I liked him. I like his style. He's improving, slick on the feet. He's getting better. He is technical. However, dude's got no chin. But he was amped up at the weigh-ins this morning. Let me tell you, they called his weight off, and he roared at the crowd. Yep. He is pumped and ready to go. What'd you guys think? Does that scare you? Does that make you think he's coming for you, boy?
I'm not on your boy. I'm on Jocko, and I got a picture with him doing the whole. You know what I mean?
They've sparred, so of course they're gonna.
Stop! You'll be telling him like I said, we've held mitts for each other, and
you told him. Didn't you tell me that he couldn't deal with your left hook? Isn't that what you told me?
No, he came for. He tried to take me down. You know what I mean? I shook it off, and then I took it back, synced it in, and just dropped back. And that was just the end of it. I can't say it.
Didn't you tell me you hit the Stone Cold Stunner on him?
Yeah, that was afterwards.
Okay, my
bad. No, but Jocko, I like here. I mean, pure striker against really a grappler with a left hook. Someone just kind of like to pressure you, put you on the fence type thing, and lean on you. But I'm gonna stick with my Jocko.
Anders looked Jack City.
Anders is ready to go.
Yeah, I'm staying on Jotko. I almost changed to Anders. I'm like, Mo, stick with your gut. I think Jotko's going to be able to win a decision. I think he's going to play it smart. I think he's going to keep his distance, work his jab. If he's inside, he's going to clinch up with Anders. I think he has the superior clinch. Anders definitely the stronger fighter. Probably going to be hard to shoot in on Anders on a single or a double. He has extremely strong hips. I wouldn't even phase that. If I was Jotko, I would work on keeping my range, keeping my distance. Do y'all know who has the longer reach? Is it Jotko?
Yeah, it's not by much. Like I think it's an impact
match. And I would avoid that power shot. And if you want to get the takedown, clinch, double unders, outside foot trip. You know what I'm saying? Those type of trips. Don't try to get in and take this man with super heavy hips down. I think if that's the case, if he starts going that route, he's going to get tired. We know how Jotko is. He's going to get tired. And Anders dude's a dog. He hits hard. He comes forward. And he's definitely live here, but I think you got to go Jotko decision.
And you know what? One other thing that everyone needs to keep in mind is we are still in Jacksonville, Florida. These officials, these referees, they're bad, man. They have been awful this entire time. Both these last 2 fights, there have been some real hairy split decisions. And what I've noticed, it seems like they are favoring power. They are not giving the credit to the people who are finessing and not landing as much. They seem to lean with the guys that are doing big shots. Like OSP managed to get a split decision just by landing 1 big punch in 2 rounds back to back.
And running
I'm
away.
on your boy. I'm on Eric Anders. I got plus 135 in my pocket. He's down to plus 130 now, so barely beat a little baby line move there. But I think if he lights him up with a big shot, will steal a round. I sprinkled that KO line. 3-1, too much, baby. I had to go for that.
Yeah, hey, that's nice. If I was going to go Anders, I would probably bet that plus 310.
The
KO.
thing is, it's not out of the question that it gets to the cards. Anders has gone to decision a couple of times himself, especially recently. He went with Gerald Meerschaert. That was a back-and-forth boxing match. Gerald Meerschaert is extremely improved as of late, and I don't know if Jocko's is
Tell
good.
me you can't see this going down right here.
Who wins, Jocko or Meerschaert?
I think Meerschaert, because Jocko gasses out on the mat. Meerschaert gets on top of him.
Hey,
Subs him out, buddy.
Hey, imagine this. Let me Picasso it up for you. All right. 2 rounds. Jocko's been doing his thing. He starts getting tired. Jocko gets tired. It's the third. All right. It's the third. Anders is going to keep pressing. He's going to keep pressing. All Jocko has to do is make it to the bell. Let's say we're halfway through the round, 2 minutes, 30 seconds. Jocko's back's against the cage. He just has to survive. Anders is going to be throwing heat.
That's right.
He's going to know he's down, and he's going to know that he's going to have to get a finish.
I know what's coming.
He's going to be
throwing heat, but with one arm, and it's his left.
But if Jocko's tired, you have to put that in consideration.
That's right. That's absolutely right. I think Eric Anders can steal this thing. I think Jocko is the crisper, cleaner striker, but I don't think he's going to be able to get him down. Lately, he relies on the takedown, man. He has to have that takedown to mix it in, and I just don't know if he's physically strong enough to take Anders down. That's kind of the key to this thing for me, is that if he can't get Eric Anders down, if he doesn't get that respect from him, it's going to be a long night on the feet, or maybe a short night on the feet.
Well, you don't think Jocko can just, punch and move and stick and move, and I think he's the crisper and better striker in this match. Why can't he do that?
As long as he sticks to the volume, and stays, and I think that he'll be good. I think we'll see Jocko 2.0 first round. We're gonna be like, hell yeah. But what I'm worried about is him exchanging. You know what I'm saying? You know how fighters are. You hit me, I hit you. I can see Anders popping him, and then Jocko kind of losing thought of the game plan and start slugging it out, and then you don't want to slug it out with Anders if you're Jocko. I'm going Jocko. I'm just saying there's a couple pass how this fight.
Jocko is actually more low volume than Eric Anders, and over the course of his career, he's averaged 2.84 significant strikes per minute. Anders has averaged 3.06. So even though Jocko is more technical, you want to go with a stick and move game plan, he doesn't throw as much as your boy does. So I think there's a lot of ways Eric can either steal this fight, or if he just lands one big old heavy left. The big elephant in the room is that Krzysztof Jocko got knocked out by Brad Tavares, boys. End of story. I'm done.
A while ago, bro. Anybody can land a punch.
Mic drop. All right, we got. Hey, what's up, Jack Attack? Hey, we got Jack Attack in the chat. What's up, Jack? Appreciate you supporting, brother.
What's up there,
So we're getting there. We're almost at the end of this thing. Maybe.
Clint. Hey, can I hit a 20-second timeout real fast?
What's up?
Hey, 20-second time. Hey, guys, if you're enjoying this content, if you like these roundtables, if you want to see more of these roundtables, you want to see one every Friday, you want to see one maybe midweek, you want to see us do more stuff together, well, y'all got to let us know. So we're doing that. Boom, smash that like button. That's how YouTube knows that you enjoy the content that we do here on Odds HQ. Speaking of Odds HQ, smash that subscribe button. We're new around here, trying to make a splash, trying to show new kids on the block. You know what I'm saying? Taking it back to the 80s. Y'all know a little bit about New Kids on the Block. And one of the most important things, hit that bell notification, because Clint might get a wild hair and he might go live, right? And then I might be like, yo, boss, hey, your boys got an idea. Can I go live? Boom, I'm going live. Nikki 12 ounce, 2 a.m. He might get a wild hair, want to talk some random horse race. Who knows? He might go live. So very, very, very important to hit that bell notification so you never miss a broadcast. Clintus Maximus, onward.
Thank you, Mo. Good timing, buddy. So here we go. We've got the most interesting weigh-in situation, I think, on the entire card. Featherweight Dan Ige is taking on Edson Barboza, the only guy dropping a weight class. Every single other fighter on the last 3 cards during this Corona situation is moving up 10 pounds. Nobody's got the ability. Nobody's got the discipline to drop a weight class. And Edson Barboza looks terrifyingly good on the scales. I've got a bet on Dan Ige, and I'm scared right now.
I mean, seeing him on the scales did make me a little bit more but I'm still thinking I'm sticking with this. This is what I'm sticking with. And people can say what they want, whatever. I know that Ige is nowhere near Khabib's wrestling. I understand that. But this is Barboza has shown somewhat of a weakness to that. If you can crash the gap, Barboza is all about kicks. Now, the people that don't know about kicks, let me explain to you about kicks. To make kicks work, you got to have range. You got to have space to make kicks work. So how you stop kicks is Barboza's here, right? Barboza's here. He's kicking. If Ige's here, he's in trouble. If Ige's here, those kicks don't work as good. And the way Ige fights is guard up high, coming in, got that, that little because he likes to throw hooks. He's going to steady be trying to pressure Barboza and have Barboza on his back foot. Things he has to look out for: spinning wheel kick, 100%. 100%. But also spinning attacks can also work against you. Somebody like an Ige, that's a grappler. He likes to grapple. Not so much a wrestler, but he can change levels. He can get takedowns. I could see him getting Barboza down 2 of the 3 rounds, grapevining his legs, having Barboza work his way up, getting taken down, work his way up, and he's going to bob and weave, get his hooks off. Is Barboza live? I mean, yeah. I mean, Barboza is Barboza. I think this is more – we're about to see if Ige is top 5 material is what we're about to see.
That's what this fight really is.
Yeah, we're going to see 2 things here. And you're right. Barboza is Barboza. We're going to see if Barboza can contend at 145. Because if he can't beat Ige, he's not going to be, anything to really talk about. And we're going to see if Ige beats Barboza. That's a big step in his, in the right direction for him as well. I like exactly what you guys both said. I like Ige here. I think that what he looked like, pictures before about a week ago, I didn't even know that was Barboza when somebody showed it to me. He looked disgustingly crazy. Even at the weigh-ins, it looked weird. It didn't look like himself. He looked like Skeletor, okay? It looked like TJ Dillashaw when he dropped down to 125 to fight the champ, Henry Cejudo. So, that being said, is it just going to take one decent shot to put him out, or is it going to be that much easier to take Edson Barboza down? Right now, I can't take Edson Barboza his first fight down at 145 looking that way, and the way that Ige has been looking. I'm on Ige here. There's no change for me. I'm Ige for sure.
And for the people that are like, dude, Ige looks scared. Ige looked scared last time he weighed in too. You know what I'm saying? And he smoked the dude's boots. So I don't think he's gonna smoke Barboza's boots. But for the people that are worried that Barboza looked good, and now you're worried about. I think you need to be worried about if you were confident on Ige's skills, stick with Ige.
Yep. Yeah. And that's where I'm sitting, but I'm not going to lie. I'm sweating a little, Mo. I'm a little uncomfortable.
Oh, me too.
I was hoping Barboza would look a whole lot worse than he did.
He's weak arm is heavy, as Eminem says, right?
Yep.
So
it's gonna be a good scrap. Gonna be a good one. So now we're at the co-main event. I got a shout out to Kevin here asking how he calls in. We don't have call-ins at this point, man. Maybe one of these days we'll get set up for something like that.
Stick with us though, Kevin. You know what I'm saying?
So we've got the co-main event, women's strawweight fight. Claudia Gadelha, 17-4-0, taking on Angela Overkill Hill, 12-7. The female Donald Cerrone. And at the weigh-ins, you can't ask much more from Angela Hill. She looks as good as she ever does. She always comes in shape. She's always ready to go. And you know what? Claudia, she looked a little skinny, my boys. This woman is usually ripped and shredded and absolutely stacked. And I am kind of wondering a little bit about her because she did not look like the monster she normally does. What'd you think? Am I going crazy?
Tell you the truth, I didn't mind Claudia, but Hill looked a little. I don't know. I don't see Hill's path to victory here. I think Jay from Sports Keg's on Hill. I know Dave's on the other side.
Jay's
I
on
just
Hill.
Feel like, Yeah, he's on Hill.
Oh, I love
Right
hearing
still.
that, baby.
But I know for a fact that Dave's got a parlay involved with Claudia, and I think it's either Yudong or somebody else. I think it's Yudong, yeah. And but that being said, I like Claudia here. I feel like the only way that Angela wins is she's not going to knock Claudia out. That's for sure. She doesn't hit hard enough to do that. And Dave made that same point. And these
Claudia
were recorded on
got rocked by Carla Esparza, buddy.
Yeah, but Carla probably hit her in the pocket if I can remember. I wasn't like a straight way. The way that Angela Hill throws punches is straight down the pipe, and I just
her Muay Thai,
her angle to
she's improved.
Huh?
Hill's Muay Thai is win this days, man. She's gotten so much better.
If she gets in that clinch, that's the stupidest thing for her, because then she's just going to trip takedown Claudia. You know what I mean? She's got to stay away, stick and move, and angle her way out. But I like Claudia here. The change in my game, Claudia.
I think the unknown here is where the fight is going to be won. Just like Jack Tech right there said. Love me some Jack. He nailed it. If Claudia gasses, Angela's going to win. You know what I'm saying? Even this might be a draw type situation. This might be a perfect type if you want to throw just a little sprinkle on a draw, because you have somebody like Claudia. She could come out. She's going to put on a grappling heavy based fight. You know what I'm saying? She's going to be pressuring, cutting off the cage, trying to get those takedowns. If she has a solid first round or any of those rounds, she's solid and she gets 3, 4, 5 takedowns, she'll get a 10-8, you know what I'm saying? And then if she's tired, Hill comes out, gets 2 10-9s, we could see a draw. But I was on Hill and Clintus Maximus. I hate to do this to you, but I got to go Claudia. I just got to switch. And this is why I'm willing to bank on.
Can you put that comment up before, though? The second before last. Hannah, it's all fun and games.
Yep.
Ciphers and Cornicio. Hold on 1 second.
It's a different level of competition for Hill, that is for sure. But you know what? I think she's ready for it, man. And honestly, I've been waiting for my opportunity to fade Claudia. She's just going downhill, man. She doesn't look like she used to.
Claudia was rocking. She's
got abs, but not like she used to. I think she got a new doctor. Either that or USADA finally took over.
She normally looks like Mo out there with the sports bra on, don't she, with those straps?
I'm sorry, Mo. She's way hotter than you are.
Yeah. Hey, she's got better traps than me, too, so it's okay. What's up,
Bro Pick's in the house. What's up, buddy? So, I mean, this is such an interesting fight. People going back and forth on this one. I think I messed up here. I absolutely screwed up because I should have known that favorite money was going to come in. I should have known people were going to bet Claudia and they weren't feeling the way that I'm feeling. I took Angela Hill. I got her at plus 168, and she dropped down to plus 160. I thought I beat the line move. I thought I was sharp as fuck, but I wasn't.
What is Angela Hill?
I know.
What is Angela Hill by decision right now?
Ooh.
It's the only way she wins the fight.
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. It depends on how bad Claudia gasses out, because my whole play here is that Angela Hill sticks and moves, forces her to work. When she gets taken down, she gets back up, keep popping her in the face. The way Hill has been looking, I mean, I would be surprised.
Hill has looked very good.
Round TKO is not out of the question.
Words, sticks and moves.
Hill inside the distance is somehow only plus 700. I know that's not the one we're looking for, but I don't have any idea why it's that low. That should be like 1250 or something.
Yeah.
Jordan Kane says plus
240. Plus 240.
Okay.
Plus 240.
And that you're right though. That would be the way that I would lean. So if you want a little extra juice, maybe go that way. But I'm okay playing her straight. I've been bit too many times getting a little fancy. Take someone by decision because there's no way. And then they lock up a rear naked choke.
Bam!
It happens.
And I'm sitting there going, I was right, but I got no money.
No monies.
All right. Main event time. Alistair Overeem, the Demolition Man, 45-18, taking on Walt Big Ticket Harris, 13-7. Hoofda. All right. So we know what's going on. We've talked about Walt Harris and his daughter so much already. Let's leave that to the side. He looked good at the weigh-ins. I'm impressed with what I saw from Walt, and honestly, Overeem looked like Overeem. This dude's a consummate professional. He never looks bad. He always comes in shape, ready to go. My opinion has not changed on this one. I am so all in on Alistair Overeem, but there's this little fear that's keeping me from actually making a bet. I'm going to tell you all day that I think Alistair Overeem is by far the better striker. He's the better grappler. He's got more experience. This guy has every advantage possible, but for some reason I got this sneaky feeling that Walt knocks him out.
I understand why, man, because when Walt wants to come forward, very, very few men can stop what he has to bring. Dude is a super athlete, hits super hard, throws wild stuff for a big guy, super strong hips, jump and switch knees, head kicks, bombs. But that is if Walt shows up. And I know you just said you didn't want to touch on that. I'm not going to touch on it in detail, but what I am going to touch on because this is a big thing to me is back to go to the Anthony Smith Glover fight. One of my big narratives was Anthony's coming in with a lot of sleepless nights, with a lot of stuff on his mind, and that is not going to make him be the best Anthony Smith he could be. Now, that could go either way for Walt. It could drive him to be a super beast, but my feeling is he's probably had a lot of sleepless nights. He probably has a lot of pressure on his shoulders. He probably feels that he has to win, and the weight's on his shoulders. He's going to let everybody down. I just see that on top of that, with Overeem being stronger in every category except for maybe athleticism and actual power. He has better technique, better grappling, better subs, better volume. I mean, normally better striking defense until he gets caught. You know what I'm saying? Yep. He's just the better fighter with having – hey, what's that line on him right now, Clint?
Right now, you can snag Alistair Overeem for plus 125. A ton of money has come in on him since we had our previous show. He was up at plus 140.
Yeah, boom.
That makes me change. I just changed twice in 3 minutes.
Hey, Nicholas, what you thinking about it, bro?
It's going to the Reem. At those odds dropping like that, I think there's some money value on Walt Harris catching the Reem. I'm gonna stick with my boy Walt Harris. I'm gonna count on him to land something big, and take him out. They both look good at the weigh-ins. I didn't take nothing. I'll take nothing away from Reem at the weigh-ins. Because what's about after he looked good. You know what I mean? But like you said, so did Walt. You know what I mean? And Walt's got such big hips and legs and stuff like that. So if Reem's starting to start going for those takedowns, I know for a fact won't be able to shut them off. And if Overeem starts to get frustrated and a little bit tired, and he starts to wear him a little bit, and Reem starts back up to the fence again. You think Jairzinho has a reach. I believe that Walt Harris' reach is a little bit bigger than Reem, Jairzinho's, if I am correct, right?
Let me check on that. I actually don't even know.
That being said, though, I really think that he's going to land that big punch and take Reem out with his hands up, sit down on the cage with his knees, and pray to God. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, right. I would be lying if I said that this was one bet one pick that I wouldn't be too mad about, if I was on the wrong side of it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at somebody that has gone what he's gone through to get a big dub like that. You know what I'm saying?
And you know what? That's exactly why I'm not pulling the trigger, Mo. With every fiber of my being, I want Walt Harris to win this fight. I want him to have that moment. I want him to get excited, bring something home to his family, dedicate it to his daughter. It's going to be a beautiful thing. But my handicapping, my brain is telling me that Alistair Overeem is better everywhere and should win this fight. So I'm just going to split it. I'm going to stay off of it. That way I can be happy either way. Because if Alistair wins, I can go, you know what? I was right. I read the tea leaves the right way, and I got the right answer. But if Walt Harris pulls this thing off, I can celebrate with everybody else instead of being pissed off that I have thin pockets.
Yeah, what do y'all think about this little narrative? Because if there were fans in the building, Overeem would be the heel, and everybody would be cheering crazy for Walt Harris. Now it's just going to be crickets. Do you think that that's going to have – you think Overeem being the more experienced is going to be able to channel that a little bit better and control that? Or you think that's going to help Walt, hurt Walt? I think it's going to hurt him a little bit. I think if he had the crowd on his side, his adrenaline would be going. He would be able to muster through stuff that he wouldn't be able to muster through without that crowd there, because he's clearly – the next couple times he fights, and let there be a crowd there, because everybody's going to go crazy.
That's double-sorted, though, right there, because, I mean, he might be able to just focus and hear his coaches, you know what I mean, and be like – and because, you know, he might get out of the moment because he's so emotional, and then hear his coaches to bring it
true.
You know
That's what's so wild about this thing, boys. It could go either way. We really have no idea how Walt is going to react to this thing. Alistair Overeem is already on record saying that this is just business. He feels for his friend. He understands the emotion. He understands what he's been through. But this is business, and he's on a lose. He's coming off of a loss. He needs to get back on track. Overeem is trying to get his career back on track, and he understands. But he's going to have to smash his friend, and he said they'll go have a drink after it's over. So it could go either way. Really have no idea. So we had a couple people in the chat asking us for our favorite fighters on the night or our favorite bets on the card. Nick, I want to start it with you, man. If you want to go prelims, main card, whatever you want to do, give the people your best bet today. Let them know what you think is the best spot for them to make some cash this weekend.
All right. You got to pick me first. Well, favorite fighter on the night. I have to say, I want to see how Ige does against Barboza. It would have been Mike Davis, but he's not on the card anymore. It's a tie between Yadong Song and who I just named. But best bet here, real quick. If I just go to best fight odds, if I could, it's probably going to be maybe a prop bet here. Let's see here. You know what? I'm going to stick with that parlay. I'm going to stick with that parlay with the. Giga and Yadong Song.
So you're laying the wood on Giga and you're parlaying him with Yadong Song.
I should get even odds, right?
You know what, man? I don't have a parlay calculator up at this point, so I'll take your word for it.
Scratch that. I'm actually gonna do Claudia Gadeja, okay, with
Claudia.
Yeah, with Yadong Song.
Okay, all right, head to head, buddy. Mo, tell the people what your favorite play is tonight if there's a good spot for them to make some cash.
Y'all might think I'm going to say Claudia because I'm salsa dancing in my chair right now. But I'm not. Hey, I think I'm sticking with my parlay that I said on the show earlier in the week. You got to go. Now, I am a little nervous. Palms is a little sweaty saying it. I ain't going to lie because it is Barboza. But we're going to go. We're sticking Ige, Dan Dynamite Ige.
And I messed up.
Partner him up with Overeem. Throw that as a nice little parlay. You got two dogs. Boom. I'm about 95% sure Overeem. And
Ige is actually my best bet. I apologize. Sorry.
What's that?
Miguel Baeza is my best bet at -143 straight with parlay and then my next one is parlay with Claudia.
Yeah,
sorry,
probably most confident straight up pick, like boom, is probably Miguel Baeza.
All right, going with a dog parlay. Mo taking a big old swing here.
Hey, I hit that.
My favorite bet of the night is an underdog as well. I'm going with your boy, Eric Anders. I make even bets all the way across the board on everything I play. There's only one fighter that I've thrown a second unit down on this weekend, and that's Eric, your boy, Anders. I like him. I think he finds the chin of Krzysztof Jotko, and you can still get him out there at about +130. Everybody, thank you so much for tuning into this show. That was a fun recap for us to do. We love coming and hanging out with you. Show us some love back. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Head on over to odds.com. Without them, we couldn't be bringing you this show entertainment. So help us out. Good luck on all of your action tomorrow. And everybody, stay safe out there. Have a wonderful weekend. Let's enjoy those fights.
Miguel Baeza, get it done.